Hello and good evening. Many blessings to all of you. It is Leona here with Empowering Wellness, and I am starting my 6 weeks interview series, starting to get to know some of the members of my new and improved private group here on Empowering Wellness. So why do you ask, have I started this? Well, it's all about you and connecting on a deeper level. I wanted to create a sacred space for community and connection. And I'm so proud to be able to invite Carlie on, who is a super psychic and intuitive clear channel. She is nurturing, trauma-informed, and the definition of a multi-dimensional and multifaceted healer. It's so exciting to be able to have so many amazing healers and other practitioners with us in this group. And so I'm just so excited to have all of you. So if you are watching live, please put in the comments #live. And if you are watching this as a replay, please put #replay. I am coming from St. Augustine, Florida, and if you would like to say hi and where you're coming in from, maybe you will find that there are some people around your area that you might not have even known are there. So make sure that you say hi and where you're coming from so that everybody knows where everybody is coming in from. I'm so excited. I have a long bio here to read. So Carlie she says, once someone has had a hopeless drug addiction, struggling with multiple mental illnesses, she is now recovered. She is a living example that anything is possible, and where you came from and what you've done isn't who you are. That is such a powerful message. She meets and holds every part of her in love and acceptance, and teaches her clients and loved ones to do the same for themselves. Hi, Carlie. Is there a way that you can hit join my live and I can accept you in there, my dear? Can you look onto the live and say join, and then I can accept, and I'll keep going with your awesome bio. She has lost count of the many clients and even non-clients that have told her how connected, safe, nurturing, and motherly she is. She was first introduced to Reiki and plant medicine in 2019 and has become a huge tool in her own healing path. Carlie graduated from Shamanic School of Mediumship, completed the certification program, and went through the training weekend to become a certified trace medium and shamanic healer in 2022. She is a bridge and walks with one foot in front of the physical and the spiritual planes, and has a deep partnership with Spirit of the Medicine. She works with personally and serves clients on sacred ceremony settings. All right, let's see if, so you're not seeing a join this live button. It should be kind of along the bottom. If you tap, it said join this live. And let's see, nope, I want flash on. Let's see. Invite group members to watch. Yes, we know that you're watching. Nope. That's my camera, not to bring you on camera. So let's try one more time. I still have a long bio, so let's see if you can tap a few more buttons to join in with the live. So Carlie has been to many sacred medicine retreats, including psilocybin, bufo, ayahuasca, and iboga. Attending these retreats was part of the conscious remembrance of her connection to these beautiful allies. After sitting in multiple ceremonies, she stepped in to help facilitate, followed by serving. She knew from her very first ceremony that this was what she was meant to do. It's something that comes as natural to her as breathing. She is a huge advocate that the medicine will not heal you, but will turn the light on to show you what you're being called to look at and to love. Carlie is a Reiki master and carries deep reverence and respect for the practice, and is passionate about sharing this gifts with others. She is the co-founder of the Northeast Florida Music Medicine Ministry. She also facilitates women sharing circles and monthly Zoom channeling and healing circles, which are both donation based. Carlie is an advocator and will support you in remembering how powerful you are. Deeply guided by spirit, her prayer in working with anyone in this, she is able to take a step back and allow Creator to move, work, and speak through her in the highest good of the client. This is part of what makes the work she does with others so powerful, potent, and transformational. Carlie offers coaching containers, which she teaches how you can create safety in your body and move into emotions so you can begin to heal and learn and to trust yourself. She also is passionate about making her services accessible to the community and believes that finances should not be a reason that prevents these gifts from being shared. By the end of 2024, she has made the commitment for every 2 ceremonies or sessions she facilitates with paying clients, she will gift one away free of charge. Oh my gosh, that is so amazingly heartfelt that you are willing to give this so much. So I see that you are being viewed here. Is there no way to join my live, my dear? I'm trying to see if there's any other buttons on mine besides seeing your comments. And it looks like I can invite group members to watch, but it is not allowing me allow viewers to request to join your group on your video. Yes, I have toggled that. So try one more time, my dear, and I'm going to continue reading your intro because you've got lots of it. So keep watching, guys. Try to send the request one more time. Yeah, you should be able to send it through your phone. All right, so Carlie is a mom that of 3 boys, so 6, 8, and 5, and is in a conscious, loving marriage for over a decade now. And request sent. I'm learning to become friends with technology. Of course, this is my first live interview, and it used to work where Facebook would just say, this person ad, and you accept them coming on live on your screen, and there was just a little button. But you know, Facebook has created all of these new things. So if anybody is watching live and can tell me, and Mercury's in retrograde, tell me why it says I have my little thing, allow viewers to request to join you on your video. I have you being watched. I'm gonna keep waiting. I'm gonna continue this because I don't want to lose my thought because we've got so much going on here in your intro. Your bio is amazing. Her and her husband, Jared, are a beautiful example of what is possible in a partnership. I know that when I was personally at the music medicine, to see him with the kids and you and everybody just working synergistically was just absolutely beautiful to watch. Which is such a good example for those that are still single to be able to see that, and that there's hope out there to have that connection. They help to guide each other and be a support in every way possible. In many ways, Jared, her husband, is the backbone that makes it possible for Carlie to show up the way that she does. From day one, they have been a catalyst for each other and have consistently challenged one another to grow and be the best versions of themselves. She has also supported her oldest son in transitioning off multiple psych medications and out of living in a state of freeze. As a way of supporting her children to feel empowered, Carlie is teaching them how to anchor into their spiritual gift and is in the process of tuning them in Reiki. Oh my gosh, that's so amazing that your little boys are going to be able to do that. Carlie enjoys connecting with her community of like-minded individuals. She loves sharing her story as a way to inspire others to grow and heal and reclaim their power and voice. Music is such a huge medicine to her soul and is a huge aspect of her inspiration of her ministry. Carlie also enjoys using her intuitive gifts to create new ways to transmute the energy within self from healing and journeying within the soul. So, she offers a magnitude of different services, and I'm going to list those offerings now. And then what I'm going to suggest is we're going to pop over to my actual personal page and be able to do the interview there, maybe because it's a private group, even though I have tagged all the little things that says allow viewers to request to join your video. If you can, I've added you. I have sent the invite. I'm not sure what else to do, so try to send it one more time. And then if not, what we're gonna do, we'll close it here, we'll post it on my personal page, and then I will send the link into the private group. So her offerings, Carlie's offerings and services include the following: Kambo, Bufo, psilocybin ceremonies, Reiki, shamanic energy clearing and psychic surgery, intuitive and trance-medium channeling session, coaching packages, house clearings and blessings, and upcoming women's retreats. October 24, details to be announced. So she'll be talking about that. So she has amazing offerings, amazing story, and I want her to be able to come on screen and to be able to see and meet you guys all live. So if you could put one more comment that you're going to follow me over my personal page, then I will finish it up here. You've sent it 15 times. Okay, there's literally nothing coming up on my page. So we're going to finish here and let's try it on my personal page. So let's meet Carlie over on my personal page. All right, peace, guys. Hey guys, Leona here with Empowering Wellness. We are loving Mercury in retrograde, and I love the fact that I am learning to become friends with technology, and I'm starting a 6-week interview series right here on Facebook Live. And so I have just learned that you can go live and then save the recording, and then that way we can have that for future shares. But the exciting thing is I'm going to be taking people from my Empowering Wellness Facebook private group and having a 6-week series of letting them introduce themselves, their genius, what their offerings are, what they're passionate about, how they're helping people in the world, because I believe in the ripple effect. So the more that we can connect and raise our vibration and work on healing for ourselves allows us to be able to heal on a larger level. So the cool thing is it looks like I can share this right into my group right now. It can be posting right into it. And I'm going to see, we're going to send an invite for Carlie to join us. And I'm going to see if Carlie will now accept that. So I'm now streaming in. Yay!
Yay! It worked.
I'm streaming into the group from my personal page, and then it's allowing you to come on. So I don't know why we did the same exact things on that page that it wasn't on here. But hey, we got Mercury in retrograde, and we've got the Lionsgate portal happening, and we have the new moon in Leo. So we've got a lot of energy shifts that are happening. So it is not surprising that you know, we're learning to be friends with technology. So welcome, my dear.
Thank you for having me.
I am not hearing you very well. Is there a way to speak louder?
Can you hear me? Is this better?
A little bit. Can you
Okay.
hear me okay?
I can hear you fantastic. I had to put
Perfect. Maybe put your earbuds in, or if you have a little mic, so that you can be on the same volume level with me.
Let me connect my earbuds.
Yes. So the great thing is, guys, is if you go into Empowering Wellness, you're going to hear the long bio that I just read about Carlie, but I want Carlie to talk about what she does in the world beyond the bio, beyond the credentials and all the certifications and the plant medicine, different avenues of healing and Reiki that you use into it. Let's talk a little bit beyond the bio and tell me, what is it that you do in this wild, wonderful world for people? And are you frozen? No, okay. Nope. If anybody is watching this live, can they hear Carlie? That's like, all right, I hit the mute. Oh, you have a mute button on.
Oh, how about now?
All right, now you're unmuted. That's good. That's a good start, but it's still a little quiet.
Okay. I'm not sure because I just have these headphones and they're not connecting the way, like they're not connecting.
Zyra, can you hear her? Is there a way?
Can you hear me?
The volume go up on your phone, maybe talk closer, like use a big voice.
I'm speaking pretty loudly.
All right. Zyra, can you hear her at all? Thank goodness we have someone on the other side that can possibly hear us. You can hear us perfectly. Great.
Okay, awesome.
Yay. So tell us, beyond the bio, what are you passionate about in the world and how you are helping and serving others?
I love using my story as a way to inspire others, to show others like it's possible to heal. And I love sharing like music and connecting to other individuals with like-minded interests and such, and connecting to other individuals who are consciously working with plant medicines and earth medicines and who are feeling guided to take back their power and anchor into their sovereignty and recognize that everything is inside of them. Like everything outside is just something that it's information to point you back to yourself.
Excellent. And what are some of the things that you just like to do in this wild world?
I love singing, and I'm finding that I really love dancing.
Yay! And I know that you hold the medicine circles with music with Zyra. Tell us a little bit about that offering to the collective.
We started these in my backyard as just like kind of a potluck community gathering, and then it just kind of like took on a life of its own. We started doing them in people's backyards, and then we were given the opportunity to use the 5 Points Chapel in Riverside in Jacksonville to facilitate these circles. And they're very different than drum circles. They have much more feminine energy, and they bring through so much healing. And I've heard people say it's like going to church without going to church, without that religious indoctrination and stuff. It's just like, let's come together and heal and connect and create community.
That's awesome. So tell me what, I know that your family plays a big role in healing. So tell me a little bit about that family dynamic that you have with your loving husband and kids and how they kind of play in the whole healing world, because I got to witness that. and be able to see this beautiful dynamic at the music circle of them and playing and being part of it. And it was so beautiful, especially, you know, as someone waiting for my soul aligned person to come in to see what is possible. It was such a beautiful example of that.
Jared, my beloved, the backbone to me, he is so supportive. Like I can't even like emphasize that enough. He's so supportive, and he's so patient and so understanding, and like the way he shows up is like, this is what the divine masculine is. And because he's consciously doing the work on himself, and he's working on like, how can I not project onto her, how can I not pour all this pain into the world, and he consistently like goes in and clears it out, goes in and clears it out, and like reflects within himself. And I do the same. And so we're not projecting on each other all the time. Like this morning I woke up and I was really in like fight or flight, and I noticed I was feeling really agitated, and I found myself wanting to project on him, and I kind of did a little bit, and then I was like, okay, this isn't about him, this is totally me, I need to chill the fuck out. And so then I was able to like move into that and share with him, I'm feeling really overwhelmed today. And then he was like, he validated me. He's like, you have a lot going on right now. And we just like talk through things. And we're truly a team when it comes to our children. Like I find myself a lot of the time feeling like I'm not doing enough. And I feel like that's because of like the societal role of partnerships and marriages. Like the woman takes on so much in the household, and the man just goes to work and takes care of the family financially. And he doesn't do that. Like he goes to work and takes care of us financially, but he's so involved at home with like the housework, with the kids, with this, with that. He's so involved with me, and just like, he's literally a dream man.
That's amazing. What a beautiful, like you said, example of true divine masculine stepping in and being an actual partner in, you know, the dynamic of family and part of healing, and how it's a cohesive unit. You know, that's something that I hope that we all can strive to have in our life, which is such a beautiful thing to be able to have. So tell me, what are some of your passion projects that you're working on for right now in your business?
In my business, I'm just kind of trying to like figure out how to like attract more clients, because I'm really good at what I do, and it's just a matter of like me connecting. And what Spirit has shown me is I need to network. I need to actually get out there and meet people, because that's how I've met a majority of my clients. Like I met some via social media, but it's mostly like in person. They meet me, they see like I am who I say I am, and then they're like, ooh, I want to work with her. And just like calling in like ceremonial clients, and clients who feel called to do like channeling sessions or coaching. Like I feel so, I love doing coaching, and I love teaching people how to like drop into themselves and connect with themselves and like feel themselves. And the music medicine ministry, my women's circles, and then me and Zyra were it's just like, I don't have very many details, but we're going to be doing a women's retreat in October, and she's feeling into like a Reiki style women's retreat. Don't have much more details about it right now. Talking about maybe a Ho'oponopono workshop. We're both really passionate about that, and
if
which is the Hawaiian.
wanted to learn more information about it, what's the best avenue for them to learn more about the retreat when more details are coming out?
I would say reach out to me or Zyra. I don't, again, we haven't solidified anything. We really have to sit down and solidify the details.
Can just direct message you right here on
Yes.
Facebook would be the best way. Okay, perfect.
Absolutely.
Perfect. And what I love about having community and connection, especially the music circle, is both masculine and feminine, and children and adults, and all, you know, different areas of people's and stages of life are all coming together and connecting, which is so great, because a lot of times you do just see women's retreats or women's circle, and I love that you're serving both, where you're having that dedicated women's circle, which Zyra is reminding that you have the sister circle group on Facebook that is dedicated just to women and the sisters and the females, which is so great. And then you also have this container that allows the mix and being able to see the divine masculine and feminine working together and people of all ages. And it was great to have the kids there, and it was just so fun to see everybody interconnecting with it. So I'm so glad that you're serving both aspects of it. So I know that I read in your bio that you've been on plant medicine retreats before in the past. Have you been on any other types of retreats?
When I was younger, I would go on like church retreats and such, and like those are some of my favorite memories. And so I feel like one day I want to create like a retreat for people to go. And me and Zyra have kind of like played around with this idea, but nothing set in stone or like planned out. But like doing like an unchurch retreat where you go and like break through the religious conditioning and stuff, because there's so much of that.
That's
But
funny. I think those were my first retreats, were my retreats through my church when I was younger. Like we built houses and we went to Costa Rica and we went to Harlem, Kentucky, and we did so much in service and community and connection in those retreats. And so that's funny. I hadn't even, I mean, I've been going on retreats so much because I'm creating retreats as well. So I do these research, but really, yeah, my first ones were when I was a child in my church. So what a cool memory that I just had of some of those experiences when I was younger too, and how, they've been around forever. And it's just such a beautiful way, I feel, to connect. So, creating retreats yourselves, going on them, been part of your life. Like, why do you think it's so beneficial for people to retreat? Like, because so many times when people are like going on vacation, everybody's like, oh, you need a vacation from a vacation. Like, a retreat, I feel, is so different. And what do you think is your benefits that you see creating this space to do it and going on them yourself?
I feel like, one, you really get to know yourself in a deeper way because you're away from everything that's distracting you and keeping you busy and all the noise of the world. And two, I feel like community. Like for me, retreats, especially during like my healing journey, community is what I've gotten from them. And that's why I feel like they're so important. Like doing the one-on-one ceremonies is amazing, but like working in the community, it's just, we can't heal alone. Like we can heal so much like by ourselves, but to truly, truly heal the wounding around like the abandonment and allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, like you have to do it around other people.
I agree. I think, and we also learn so much in community, right, from each other. So the facilitator, you're giving, you have this structure, you have this experience that you're hoping people are going to get. But then in a retreat setting, other people's experiences, their knowledge, their gifts can be shared. And so you're in this community and connection, sharing and learning and growing and healing all together from each other. I know one of my, stories that I like to say is like, I met one of my best friends at a retreat. I went as a solo traveler to Switzerland, was booked in with a room with somebody that I had no idea who they were. And first impressions, I was like, oh no, I don't know if we're gonna, jive. And then by the end of the week, I knew I had a soul sister, and I was like literally, in her wedding, and she's one of my best friends that's been helping me, during my physical healing journey that I'm on now. So I think it is so beautiful about that community and connection, but the friends that you meet and the knowledge you get from other people, it's just absolutely amazing. So I always tell people, I think it's so important to plan in advance for your self-care, your self-time, carving out that time. And so that's why I've always said save the date is like saving your sacred time and space for you. So why do you think it's so important for people to do this in advance? Like save the date now for this coming fall, right? Like save the date now. Like why is that so important for you to make sure that people are understanding to take that priority for themselves now?
For me personally, I'm a very schedule oriented person. Like if I'm going to be doing something, like especially a retreat, I need to be planning it months in ahead because my life gets so busy and so hectic. And if it's not on my calendar, it is not going to happen. And I feel like bringing in that structure can create more flow. Without structure, it's just chaos. And also, it's like I'm locking this date in for this specific reason. That's like setting the intention, saying, universe, this is going to happen. And then the universe is going to bring you the resources. There's so many people that their reason for not doing XYZ for themselves is, I don't have the money. But the fact is, if you say yes, the universe will come through and provide. That's something that I found. Like I said yes every time I wanted to go to a retreat or sit in ceremony. Or like for shamanic school of mediumship, I looked at my bank account and I'm just like, I don't have the money, but you know what? I'm saying yes. And I said yes, and then spirit would come through. And then I had the money and everything got paid.
I think that's such a good point. When you say yes, you're saying your sacred yes to yourself, but you're also saying yes for the universe to then give you more of what is in alignment for it. And I believe that the energy and the healing begins when you say the yes. Because when you say the yes, the energy and the intention and the flow already starts to go in that direction. Like you said, more things will just line up once you've committed to that yes. So that's such a good point. When you say yes, you're saying yes not only to yourself and carving out that sacred time, but you're saying yes to the healing that's already beginning. You're saying yes to that sacred energy that's going to keep propulsing you in that direction. And then it's just going to allow these doors, right? When you say yes, you're going to open these doors for then receiving more, right? Like you said, the money will line up. Everything will fall into place if you're in receiving and allowing yourself. And that might be something that you could help with people. Like if they're committing to the yes, then you're going to help them, coach them through, like probably like how I similarly do with like setting an intention, like having an intention setting session with them before, getting them starting about some journal prompts beforehand, right? Because you're already starting to get in that flow so that when they're in that space, that's when magic happens, right? But it all starts with the sacred yes and the intention and the energy and allowing for that to be receiving. That's probably one of my favorite points of that. That is so good. Thank you for that. What a great reminder. So what else, if you could give some words of wisdom to the audience listening today, what would be your biggest takeaway? You've had an intense healing journey in yourself. You use that story to help to relate to people that they can come from addictions and a lower level frequency and raise up and succumb and learn something new. During this whole journey and this experience, what is one of the biggest takeaways and words of wisdom, a little nugget of wisdom that you would like to leave the collective for tonight with?
Give yourself grace and self-acceptance. And when I say self-acceptance, people are like, just accept yourself, just love yourself. But how do you do that? It's the way that you approach yourself, your mindset, your perspective and perception. Like we all have an inner judge. We all have these parts of ourselves that like shame the other parts of ourselves. And so just like, don't add to the judgment. Don't add to the shame. Don't make worse what's already there. Give it grace. It's there for a reason. Instead of being like, why do I feel this way? Or why is this coming up? Or why am I making these choices? Because that's like a judgment space and that creates blockages and continues the cycle. Ask the same question from a different perspective. Say, why am I doing this? Why do I feel this way? What is under the surface that is causing this cycle to continue? Investigate it. But like when you're investigating, like create balance and harmony. You don't always have to dig. Don't dig too much. Just find out enough so you can be present with what is. And just allow, like give yourself permission to feel how you feel and be where you're at, with the knowing that what's in here doesn't have to be poured out here. It's when you take the pain and the judgment and all these things that feel icky and not so great and you project them onto someone or something else, that's when it's not okay. It's always okay to feel those things. There's no such thing as a bad emotion.
That is such a good point. You know, to take the self-judging out and then for sure don't mirror or project onto other people. So we got to work on ourselves, accepting in the here and now, this is my story, but it doesn't have to be my forever story that I always tell. I can come from a different perspective. I can create a different narrative, and I can have a different outcome that is in my highest and best for all involved in it. Because people, what my favorite thing I like to tell people is, remember, when we work on healing ourselves, we're healing those around us. That's why I love to do this connection, is because that ripple effect. And if we're healing ourselves, then we're healing out. And if we heal ourselves, we're healing 7 generations forward and backwards. So we are just helping so exponentially if you do the work for yourself, right? But it all has to start with you.
Oh, absolutely. And the healing the generations forward and back, like, I've gone to ceremonies and my kids have gotten so sick, like violently throwing up, diarrhea, high fevers. And when I tune in, spirits, like, they're fine. They're just purging the stuff from their DNA. And then as I heal and I release what's inside of me, it goes back to where it came from, which is my parents. And then they are in choice. They can choose to heal it and feel it and release it, or it will make them sick. But it's their choice. That's their prerogative. That's where they're at. And they get to be there. And I don't have to take that on and make it my responsibility.
Oh, so true. So true. Guys, if you are loving what we are saying, put in hashtag live, or if you're watching this as a replay, put hashtag replay. If you have any questions before we get off, make sure you put those into the comment, or if you're watching this in replay, please put questions in for either one of us to be able to help out with anything that you're needing to. And like she said, the best way to contact Carlie to get some coaching to work with plant medicine. I know that I have gone through my journey of plant medicine, and when it calls you, and you go through it. And yeah, some people, as your husband, I think, is saying, I hate when you go to ceremony. Yeah, because I'm sure the whole family purges and releases and up levels and shifts and everything, right?
Oh, for sure.
But when you get that calling to work with plant medicine, listen, and remember, the best thing you can do is say yes to yourself, yes to the healing now, so that way you can start moving that energy forward, release those blocks, and be able to really live in our highest and best. And I tell people, we want to be in that frequency of love and above, and that's how we're innately built and designed. It's just all these stuff happened, and now we just have to kind of unlayer the stuff to get to where we want to do it. And I know that plant medicine is just such a powerful medicine. And if anybody is watching that hasn't had any plant medicine experience, what would be the one words of wisdom, maybe which plant you might recommend starting with, or how you would recommend being introduced to it? Because I know there's a lot of, information that people get with plant medicine. So if you were to give words of wisdom of like, hey guys, if you've never experienced it, do you offer one-on-one coaching calls for that, where you can just have a conversation, where you can see what would like physically resonate with them, or spiritually, emotionally? Is there one that like I would always recommend, having this particular, plant first before, or do you muscle test them? Like, how would you get them started in that plant medicine sort of journey if they were interested in getting started? Because I know it can be daunting for a lot of people because it's of all the information people hear.
Right. I feel like it is not a one size fits all kind of thing. There are certain individuals who they're not a good fit for plant medicine because it can cause more harm than good. And like in ceremony, working with these medicines, safety is always priority for me. So I'm never going to just be like, oh, go sit with this medicine. Like, I need to talk to an individual and like hear where they're at, hear the things they've been through. Like when I serve people, there's a pretty in-depth form they have to fill out that tells me all the things about them.
Would you recommend that they book like a connection call with you so that you could have that conversation with them, so you could specialize their journey?
Yes, and I do plant medicine consultations free. Just so we can touch base. You can ask all the questions about all the medicines, make sure you feel clear, make sure I feel clear, make sure we are a good fit for each other, because there's the chance that I might not be the right practitioner for you. And if that's the case, then I can refer you to somebody else that I trust. If it is the case that we're meant to work together, then I just want to make sure we're on the same page, make sure it's safe for you to work with these medicines. Like for me, when my dad passed in December, I knew it was not a good idea for me to sit because I was in such a dark place. I knew there was a potential or possibility of me going into an even darker space or me going into psychosis. And so that's something to be really conscientious about.
That's a good point.
And
That's actually one of the questions in the comments is if someone does have any mental health issues, can plant medicine, you know, be part of their healing journey? And I think that that's why it's important to get the health consults and the information, the health history, the medications, because all of that plays into it.
absolutely.
So would you just have that one-on-one consult with them and see what their health history is like and what they're on and seeing what would be the best avenue for them to go from there?
100%. And with all of my ceremony work, I offer integration support. And when I say integration support, I mean like from the time that you say yes, if there's at any point you need to get on the phone, you text me and I find space that day to get on the phone with you. And we can stay on the phone for an hour. We can stay on the phone for 2 hours, like whatever you're needing to like feel like you're safe and feel like you're okay. Like I am here to support you through that. And then there's lots of integration during the ceremony itself. And then there's lots of integration after, like you reach out to me, I make space for you. It's your responsibility to reach out and say, I need help, I'm struggling, I need support, but I'm there to give you that support. And then with every ceremony, there is a 1 week post ceremony call as well. The integration is so, so, so important. I cannot emphasize that enough. If you are sitting with any type of plant medicine, you absolutely need integration support.
Yeah,
because without it,
I can completely, you know, relate and contest that I've been in ceremonies in some retreat centers that integration wasn't great and some that were amazing, and it made all the difference of really feeling safe and being able to get the best lessons and experiences and healings that the medicine can be of service for them. So I love that you do the free consults. I love that you take the time, that you always carve it off to make sure that people are being felt safe and held in whatever space that they need to be in. Thank you guys so much. Once again, if you are joining us live, make sure you put hashtag live. If you have any other questions before we sign off, make sure you put them in the questions down there. And if you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay. And remember that Carlie is doing at least once a month, right? The music medicine circle. And then the sister circle is in the comments. We'll add the links down there. So in the comments, she will add her Facebook groups and the next events that she's offering in the comments so that you can follow along, join the groups, join the community, because this is really truly what my purpose was interviewing people, is because we have so many geniuses. And you know, the only plant medicine I serve is cacao. I know that I'm supposed to be teaching people like real deep self-love and heart opening, so cacao speaks to me, but there's other shamans and other medicine women like you that go into the deeper medicines and serve. And I just love that we have our own geniuses and our own experience and then our way to be able to connect. And that's why I was really hoping to be able to build this connection of empowering wellness. Is knowledge is a tool and it empowers us to heal ourselves. Because remember, you're all healing yourself. We're just holding the space and giving you the tools to be able to allow that healing to take place, to go back to you being your divine self, which is in that frequency of love and above. So Carlie, thank you so much as a beautiful practitioner with Reiki and plant medicine, coming on here and sharing with us what your genius is and what you're doing in the world and how we can connect with you. And if you guys are watching this on my personal page and not on the private group, if you want to join my Empowering Wellness group so that you can be able to share and connect with all of us, I'm starting today. Thank you, Carlie. Is the first of 6 of the interview series are going to be happening, and I'm going to try to figure out how to get people on board on the private group. And if not, then I'll just go live on my personal page and share it over, because it was actually, I learned a new button. It said share into group, and I could share directly live into the Empowering Wellness group. So that might be what I do, is we join on my personal and we stream it into the private group so we can reach everybody. So thank you so much for joining us. If you guys have any last minute questions, put it in. Let us know how we can help empower your health and wellness. Stay connected, stay true to yourself, give yourself grace, give yourself love, and know that there is a community here that is open arms ready to help you and empower you. And I'm just so excited that you'll be able to serve, you know, people from all over plant medicine to be able to help in their health and wellness journeys.
Thank you so much for having me on. I really enjoyed this.
Yes, me too. Well, thank you. Thank you. And if we don't have any last minute questions, any last minute words of wisdom, what would you have told your little child self if you knew what you knew now, and say your 10-year-old self? What would you would have learned to have learned a lesson then that you now know now?
It's not forever. And oh, I'm gonna cry. Wow. It's not forever. And life does get better. And you come out the other side and you find joy and connection, and you end up creating the life of your dreams.
I love it. I knew there was another question I was supposed to ask you.
Yeah, and you are worthy and you are so special.
Yes, for all that needed to hear that. Remember, you get to choose to parent yourself now and tell that little inner child you that they are worthy and deserving of all the love, and that you get to now be able to do that. And I think that's been some of the most powerful healings in my own healings and master classes that I'm doing, is the power that we have of healing with our inner child, and also the power of play. Like, a lot of us didn't get to play a lot when we were little, and like we had to grow up for one reason or another, or whatever the story was into it. And there's just so much power that we can do through play and healing and working with our inner child self. So continue loving yourself unconditionally every day, because you're so worthy and deserving of a better experience. So thank you so much from my heart. To all of you out there, I'm sending you so much light and love. May peace be with you until we meet again. Namaste.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, guys.